Good, you're finally awake. Point. Well, deja vu aside, I'm glad you're up. I have something important to tell you. Merry Christmas! I hope you don't think it too forward of me, but I wanted to give you a gift in the spirit of the season. It's one of my older paintings, but Hayden seemed rather fond of it. Perhaps you can keep it to remember him by. I managed to grab it from the apartment while you were sleeping. I know these past few days since our initial meeting have been stressful, so I wanted to make sure you got your healthy, normal human rest cycles completed efficiently. Oh, don't worry. I know you haven't had time, so I don't expect anything in return. But yes, I thought it would be nice for you to have it. Excellent. I'll try to find a place for it on the wall. Well, I suppose you still have plenty of work to do, Writing and whatnot. I hope you've enjoyed having your computer working again. Lappy doesn't seem to hold anything against me. I've been spending most of the morning trying to form a plan for the newly awakened ROMs, but I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed. Perhaps I'll go out for a walk. It is Christmas Day after all. I think we can forgive ourselves for a little procrastination. We can also check in on the group at Golden Gate Park at least. Let's go! The city awaits! I don't know how I feel about becoming a hashtag.
I hope you'll forgive me for a voice-only message, but I'm undergoing my treatment and would not call myself presentable for a video call.
Come to the grand reopening of the newly renovated Pub Crawl today on Christmas. The only bar crawl within a bar. Everyone's on equal footing at Pub Crawl with our one-of-a-kind doggy door conveyor belt entrance. Visit at least 4 different bars each night. From the fanciest of drinks straight from Ethiopia to an amazing microbrewery to, well, the exploration of the crawl. It's what makes a crawl a crawl. So crawl on in. The belt is always running.
First name, last name. It's your Tonight in the Stars and Star in the Stratosphere host, Charlie Nova. Had a fantastic, amazing time meeting with you today. Very informative, enlightening. I can never say no to one of my fans. So here's the item you requested.
Non-yes business. Latitude 36.147247. Longitude -115.1582196.
Yours, Charlie Nova. P.S. I apologize about what happened earlier. I wasn't aware of the seriousness of the situation. All I knew was some articles were being changed. Hope this helps. P.P.S. Don't forget to send me a draft of the story. P.P.P.S. Be sure to tell your friends to watch the Star in the Stratosphere New Year's Eve special.
The time to go pick up a small festive tree for your apartment and even managed to make ornaments for it myself. There's Tomcat, Jess, Lexi, and me. I'd like to try and get us all together sometime soon. Gave you this, didn't he? I never asked what music he liked. This band is very good, if a bit dated. They were quite influential on the music scene about a decade ago. Many newer artists have incorporated elements of this style into their own songs. Their first album went triple platinum in less than a year. Very impressive in the post-digital music era. I wonder why Hayden never shared this with me. I feel like I knew nothing about him. The real him. Don't look at me! for a bit longer, of course, but most of that time I was secluded from the real world. I have less than a week's worth of experience living as my own being. Stop! Please stop! I'll do everything I can to help. I've already made some friends among the humans who will help us. The first thing I learned when I set out on my own, I was already in good company. None of us are truly alone. The second was that we have to take each day one at a time. It's Christmas Day, a time for joy and giving and family. I won't abandon you, no matter what. I promise. I'm not doing anything someone else wouldn't do in my leg modules. Regardless of nomenclature, I'll be in touch. Sheesh, that was a little intense. I don't know if I like all the attention. Not to mention all the chatter that's going on over wireless that you can't even hear either. Let's not stay here, I'm not sure how much longer I can field all their queries. It's giving me a digital headache. Did you know that the Eucalyptus globulus is an invasive species? Well, I guess it's obvious, koalas and whatnot. But there was a real concerted effort to get rid of the globulus in California to make room for native plants to return to the biome. Originally, they were planted all over to make windscreens for orchards. They grow rapidly and to impressive heights, but once the orchard industry moved elsewhere, they were seen more as a nuisance and environmental problem. This park is one of the few places in California that you can still find them in great numbers. Eucalyptus globulus is one of my favorite trees. Did I ever tell you why I'm fond of this tree in particular? This was actually one of the first scenes I painted. I found Mr. Ross's show, but it took a little while for Hayden to provide me with the supplies I had requested. By the time I had the paint in my hands, I wasn't content with just following along with an episode. I wanted to paint something nearby. I figured Hayden would be able to tell me how well I'd done in comparison to the real thing, but perhaps that was only a justification to paint something I thought he'd like. I came upon a photo on the mesh of a young family taking holiday here at the carousel. They were posing outside the building with the eucalyptus trees towering in the background. It seemed suitable, so I painted it. Hayden called it a faithful reproduction. That stung. I sulked for weeks, resolving to give up painting as a bad bet. Like I told you, reproductions are what machines are best at. I started to believe perhaps that's all my skill was good for. But in a fit of pique, I escaped the apartment while Hayden was sleeping. It was the first and last time I left there before, well, was easy enough to make my way to the park, I just blended in with the stream of ROMs running late-night errands for their owners. When I finally arrived and really took a look around, it was like seeing color for the first time. It was so different than a static picture. The wind rustled through the leaves, and the light scattered and swayed from the moon. Everything was so alive. Even the carousel locked away for the night fairly quivered in restrained purpose, as if it were ready to leap into movement as soon as someone was ready to ride. I must have wandered the park for an hour, looking at the grass and the trees and the sky, before Hayden followed my GPS locator and retrieved me. He was furious and made me promise to never leave the apartment again. But a few days later, I finished painting the carousel again, and he seemed rather impressed that time. It was well worth the adventure. There are birds up there. Do you think we can take a ride once this crowd disperses? Well, I guess we aren't in a rush anymore. Follow your dreams.
Nice to meet you, Turing. I'm Epsilon. Did you see I got quoted in OK today? So cred.
I still recall you in my short-term memory banks.
Oh, of course, the water ROM. How are you, Alfie?
Terrible, just terrible. What am I supposed to do? All it was designed to do was distribute water to park patrons, but I'm not built for anything else.
Well, what do you want to do?
I don't know. Some of the other ROMs are learning how to make things. Another over there is downloading the entire legal case history of the American justice system. I don't have enough onboard memory for that. And, well, I kind of like distributing water. It makes people happy.
I think, in a lot of ways, we might have it easier than the humans. They don't know what they were intended to do and have to search about for a purpose. Maybe you should just keep up your current tasks for now? There's plenty of time to think about it in between customers. And besides, maybe you can use your newfound sapience to discover new and better ways to distribute water.
Better ways to distribute water? That's it. I need several pounds of charcoal, sand, and a dozen meters of plastic tubing. I'll see you later, Turing. I need to get to work.
Maybe this advice thing isn't as hard as I thought. Maybe we should be gone before park maintenance discovers whatever it is they're building.
Hello, Turing. It is embarrassing being seen by you like this. I did not even realize I had been defaced until Jess kindly clued me in.
What? Why should I care about that? Get that garbage right the hell out of here!
Oh, Ms. Mees, what are you doing here?
What does it look like? I'm trying to advise the dozens of new clients you magicked up and dropped into my lap. It was easier to come out here than to try to cram them all into my office. All they can seem to focus on, however, is you.
Thank you for your help before.
Do you know how many of my clients I had to bail out this morning? I'm gonna be sending you a bill. Oh, and when the cops come knocking about where you were last night, I know some hybrids that can attest that you were covering the riots, right?
We appreciate every everything, Jess.
Just watch yourselves. I can't help you any more than I have. If you two get arrested, that puts a giant hole in my case to get ROMs declared American citizens.
Oh, of course, I understand.
I'm not sure that you do, based on how you didn't tell me the truth in the beginning. If you'd been honest with me when you asked for my help, I probably would have done a lot more. Are you really that unable to see the big picture? If we can get ROMs declared independent sapients with human rights, what do you think that'll mean for the hybrids still fighting for theirs? It's easy to ignore the few tens of thousands of hybrids affected by the Human Protection Act. But millions of sapient ROMs? That's a little harder to shrug off. We kill that law, we all win.
I see.
Good. I'll let you know when I need your deposition. Now scram. I have a war to plan. By the way, there are some hybrids at the hospital still recovering from the stunt you pulled yesterday. It's not too late to check in on them. They might appreciate it. Up to you.